Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Baseball Reference Deep Dive with Zany Baseball. We just eclipsed our 10 episode mark. We've been doing this for a good bit now and we've kind of got the feel of what's going on, but in case you're new and you found my channel by accident or perhaps by suggestions, this is our Baseball Reference Deep Dive where we type random into the search bar on Baseball Reference and it'll give us a random page. It could be a box score, it could be a lineup, it could be literally anything. It could be a player. We've gotten 2 players and I believe 8 box scores so far. So I'm really hoping we get a player this time. I don't mind the box scores, but I kind of want to see and just dive into a certain player. That Tim Laker episode I think is still my favorite episode that we've done because he had a lot of really cool stuff surrounding him. So we're going to type it in. Oh, let's go. We got a player. Yes. Right on cue. Dillon Maples is our guy. Let's go to his complete overview. Did not play very long. So 59 career games. 3-0 record. He never lost necessarily. Had a 5.10 ERA, so not great. Pitched in, what's this, 5 different seasons? Okay. His best season was by far 2021, so a very recent iteration here. Dillon Maples, right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 230, big guy. I guess he's not super big, but a little bit, stockier, I guess maybe you should say. Sanford, North Carolina. Born in 1992. That was a year before the last game that we had, which was our Cardinals-Rockies game with a bunch of the Rockies greats in their inaugural season. 14-round pick in 2011. Anybody else taken in this round that's of note? Rookie Davis. He was supposed to be really good, and he just wasn't. Let's see. So he was drafted by the Cubs. Let me make sure I get that right. Yes. Okay, so he was drafted by the Cubs. Let's go to the Cubs and go to 2011. Let's see who else was taken in this draft. Let's see who he's taken around. Uh-oh, I see a name. Javi Baez. Javier Baez. El Mistake-o, one of my favorite nicknames for him. So taking the same... Wow, Daniel Vogelbach, too. 2011. Interesting. Was he taken ahead of anybody interesting? Sam Howard, former Pirate, 48th round pick. Bradley Zimmer, he was with the Guardians? Indians? Yeah, Indians at this point. So a couple guys making the majors. Look at this signing bonus. This is the second biggest signing bonus in this draft class. Holy cannolis. $2.5 million signing bonus, the second biggest in this draft class. Obviously, he was drafted out of high school because that's usually the way that you tantalize these players to sign with you. He's taken out of Pinecrest High School in North Carolina. Let's see if they've produced anybody else. James Baldwin, seems like they drafted him. Wait, is this 2 different guys? This is 2 different guys. What are the odds? James Baldwin. And he's a completely different guy. So this guy was born July 15th, 71. This guy was born in 91. What the heck? How crazy is that? Now, is this his dad? Was his dad? That's so cool. Oh, this is probably his son. That makes a lot more sense. Let's see the comparisons. Out of Pinehurst. Okay. African American. Yeah. Okay. So that is so cool that these 2 guys were drafted out of the same high school that their son went to, and then their son was drafted later on. So James Baldwin had a better, or he had an MLB career unlike his son 20 years later. And then Tim Maples, I guess I would assume that this guy is his dad. It would make sense, right? Jacksonville, North Carolina. So he's 64. How old is our guy? 64. He's 32. Yeah, I guess it could make sense. You would have had him when he's 32. Yeah, okay. Wow. So Tim Maples, the father of Dillon Maples, drafted out of the same high school, which is Pinecrest High School in North Carolina. Look at that little lineage stretch we went on there. How cool is that? This is why I love Baseball Reference. I feel like I say that every episode. So he made his debut on September 3rd of 2017. Pitched a scoreless inning against the Braves. Gave up a walk and a strikeout. Let's go to this game. Let's see who his first strikeout was against. It was in a loss. He relieved Mike Montgomery. Dillon Maples. He came in the 6th inning, so let's find that. 6th inning. Dillon Maples comes in. He gets a ground out of Matt Kemp. Gets Nick Markakis to ground out. He walks Dansby Swanson. Then his first strikeout was of Rio Ruiz, who I think was more so known for his time with the Orioles. I don't even remember him playing much on the... I guess he was with the Braves before that, but I guess most of his career was spent with the Orioles. Okay. So his first strikeout, Dillon Maples, was of Rio Ruiz back on September 3rd of 2017. This was the year after the Cubs won the World Series. Kind of had it rough here, though. A lot of strikeouts. Very much a lot of strikeouts. But equally, just way too many walks, it seems like. Seems like his control was his big problem. I wonder how hard he threw. That's kind of my next question that I don't really have much of an answer to. Okay. So he had a rough go of it. Let's look at these game logs here. So in his first season, he had a rough game against the Pirates. September 4th. Was this the Francisco Cervelli game? They scored like 10 runs in the first inning? No. Scored 7 runs in the 8th inning. Oh my, look at that Pirates lineup. I like a lot of these guys. This was a good lineup. I like David Freese as a Pirate. I'm trying to remember this game. Luplo double, Diaz, Freese. Is that a grand slam? No, it's a solo homer. No, 2-run homer, sorry. Yeah, I don't remember that game necessarily. Was it in Chicago? Oh, it was in Pittsburgh. Yeah, somehow I don't remember that game. I guess it was pretty meaningless, but at the same time. So had a bad game against the Pirates, which was his second career game. It was the day after his first game. That's kind of what ballooned his ERA. And then pitched in kind of another throwaway game against Milwaukee. Another throwaway game. Pitched in a tight one here, though. Does it give him a hold? Is that a stat that I have access to? I'm not sure. I guess it would probably say here if he got a hold or not. Brings his ERA down to 12.46. And then he pitches in a tight game here to close things out. Seems like did he give up a run? No, he didn't give up a run. So I guess really one awful outing. He only got 1 out. That was like his really bad outing this year. So that kind of inflates things a little bit. And then Let's look at his 2019. That's kind of the other interesting year because he pitched overall better. He blew up here. He hadn't given up a run at all. He hadn't given up a run, period, until this point. This is what, like his 10th or 9th appearance, something like that. Didn't get out of an inning, 3 runs. Again, he never factored into a loss though. Like he never lost a game. This is a stretch. Yeah, this stretch of 3 games was really just bad for him, and then everything else was good. He wasn't. He did walk some people here, but he didn't give up any runs. It's intriguing. This is his first career win, I think, if I had to guess. Pitched in relief, probably cleaning up the mess of a guy. Was that his first win? 2018. Let's look at 2018, see what his first win was. Might as well. Short career, we can kind of dig a little bit deeper into these. Yeah, like one bad outing. One bad outing here, solid. Not really pitching full innings. A little bit of walk problems here, didn't get an out. Give up 2 runs, didn't get an out here. He didn't get a lot of, well, So he's coming in for like 1 out. Like he comes in, gets an out, and then comes back out. So this was his first career win, September 14th. Literally just got 1 out in this game. Was it at the very end? Or no, it's at the 7th inning, I think is what it said. Yeah, so he pitches to 1 batter. Gets the benefit, and then that's it. 2020, pitches in 2 games, only 1 inning, 4 walks, not good. This 2021 year, though, he pitched pretty well this year, which was his last season that he has appeared in. I guess it doesn't. Well, I guess he has retired officially because it would not show his last game if he wasn't. All right, let's try to center this up a little bit here. Yeah, so this year he didn't have like the big blow-ups. He never gave up more than 2 runs in an outing, and sure, he didn't pitch much more than an inning per outing. Although, look at, like, he pitched a couple, like, multiple innings on these different occasions, which is something he wasn't doing otherwise. And his ERA never got over 3. What was his highest ERA? 257, I see, early on, 261, ended up at 259. This was a bad game. Yeah, so like he pitched well. Normally pitches in losses. So he's kind of like the fire extinguisher. At least it seems like in this year, because 1 win in the span of April, 2 wins in the span of May, no wins in June, 2 wins including his last career win in July, and then nothing else. So this guy was pitching in losses. He was the put out the fire guy. Get out of the inning, finish things off, get back in the dugout. Let's get back to it. Replaceable guy, but had a really nice end to his career. I've been following, actually, kind of what sparked this series entirely was I started following the Hall of Good podcast, I think is what it's called. And on Instagram, they'll randomly just post like a guy, and they'll like cherry pick some stats. This would be a perfect cherry pick. More I mean, look at this, like strikeouts per 9, 13 Ks per 9. These walks are obviously awful, but like you could cherry pick this 2021 season and be like, why did he never pitch again? You know? Let's see if he did pitch in the minors afterwards. He went down to. Oh, he must have. Oh, we got to look at his transactions then, because he changed hands with the. Okay, so he was granted free agency after this year. Signed probably, I guess, it was a minor league deal with the Phillies, and then he played for the. What was the team? I Was just looking at it. No, that's not what I want. Who's the Philly? Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Where am I going? Minor league stats. Did not have a good year in 22 with Lehigh Valley. Yeah, still out of the bullpen. Never. I guess he did kind of start towards the beginning of his career in low A ball. He really turned it up in the majors. That 2021 year was like his best year. Take aside this 2017 where he's kind of flipping around between levels of the minors. I mean, this is a great year. You can't deny that. 100 strikeouts in 63 innings. That's amazing. His best whip year. No, I mean, like, yeah. 2021 was his best year, and he was doing it against the best players in the world. Played on the USA 18U national team. Okay. And let's look at his final career outing. Again, it's in a loss. He pitches in this game. Oh, he finished the game. This was... Or wait, did they blow it? No. Yeah, so he's the fire extinguisher. They had a bad inning in this 8th inning. And then... Where's he at? This is the 8th. Is this not what I'm looking for? Where's he at? Dillon Maples, there he is. So a wild pitch. Wild pitch gives in a run, but it was not his run. Walks 2 guys on 3-1 counts, so he only delivered 2 strikes, and then he got a... Oh, so look at that. His final out ever was a strikeout of Jackie Bradley Jr. on a 3-2 count. I guess if that's the way you're going to go out, that's the way you're going to go out. That's a nice way to end your career. Dillon Maples, Cubs pitcher. 5 years. Drafted out of the same high school as his dad. Pinecrest High School, one of 4 draft picks, 2 of which to make the majors. First strikeout was of Rio Ruiz. And had a really nice 2021. And never was a loss. Never was responsible for a loss. Cool stuff. Dillon Maples. How do you like that? North Carolina guy. I like to see my North Carolina guys. I will argue up and down that North Carolina puts out the best baseball players. And I swear up and down by that. It's not Texas. It's not Pennsylvania. It's not New York. It's North Carolina. North Carolina is where you're going to get the best high school baseball products in the country. Guarantee you. And I think that's also reflected in the fact that North Carolina college baseball is just one of the best overall. If you take any of the state schools in North Carolina, you take UNC Chapel Hill, you take NC State, UNC Wilmington, UNC Greensboro, UNC Charlotte. Those schools are always perennially very good baseball schools. And they're not necessarily known for anything else. So if that shows you anything, it's that baseball is North Carolina's sport, and North Carolina is the best at producing high school baseball products. And again, I'll swear up and down by that. There's your hot take for me for this episode in our Dillon Maples breakdown. Relief pitcher, high ERA, but doesn't tell the whole story. I'm gonna look at this 2021 season and say, hey, that's what we're looking at. That's what you will be remembered as, Mr. Maples. Has a picture in his Phillies hat. Is this a Lehigh? Yeah, that's an Iron Pigs hat too. Cool. Good stuff. Very good episode. I'm glad we got a player this time. I was hoping that we would get a player so we can kind of double down on our Tim Laker episode, our Mike, I think it was Mike Coombe. Yeah, Mike Coombe. And now we got Dillon Maples. So that's your baseball reference deep dive with Zany Baseball here today. We'll be back with another episode at some point. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more uploads. I do these not infrequently, but sporadically. I don't really have a timeline for when I upload these. It's just whenever I record it, I upload it right after. So just make sure that you're subscribed so that you never miss out on a baseball reference deep dive. And hey, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.